Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the Gnarly Gnome, and this is the Weekly Pint. It's not a show. If you're new to this whole thing, it's a happy hour. It's an excuse for us to hang out. It's the beginning of a week where we're ready to dive into another work week, another week of chaos in your day-to-day life, and sometimes that's not very fun. So we like to do it with a beer in hand and sitting with each other. It's a virtual happy hour. It's an excuse for us to hang out and drink together. I say beer in hand, but you don't have to drink. I'm going to drink. I'm getting over being a little bit sick this weekend. It's been so if you'll hear a little bit in my voice, that's what's going on. But that's not going to stop me. I've got some things that I want to drink, and not all of them are going to be good. I think that's fine. It's part of the fun. It's part of what we do. It's part of what makes a happy hour fun. As you do jump on, please tell me what it is you are drinking. Marco is about to open up a truth. Julia is having a Double C in Colors. That is a hazy IPA, and I think that's a good choice. Southridge Brewing is having a Brink Hopperatic, a great IPA. Actually, a really great IPA. Maybe under the radar great IPA. I don't know. Maybe not. It's Brink, so can anything they make really be under the radar? I don't know. I do have some things I want to talk about tonight, but I do have to drink something. Again, if you're new to this thing, and hopefully there's some new people tuning in, this is the first week where we are simulcasting to Northeast Ohio Craft Brewery News. Thank you to all of you tuning in from there. We start the show off with something that I call the schnappening. And the reason that I call it the schnappening is because it started with schnapps. We started like last Christmas season, and I am a huge fan of peppermint schnapps. And I thought, hey, this would be a fun way to kick off every show. I'll just start off with a little pour of peppermint schnapps before I kick into every show. And then as we got past Christmas, I was like, I still want to do the schnappening, but I don't want to do peppermint schnapps anymore. So then I was going to do different schnapps every week. Come to find out, it's kind of hard in Ohio to find great schnapps. There's not a lot. Luckily, here it's easy to head across the river into Kentucky, and you can get a little bit more, but still there are just not that many schnapps available. Joe is having a Rheingeist Franz ready for Oktoberfest season. Chris is having Juicy Truth. I have Franz teasing me in the fridge. I've got 9 different... We'll get into that. I am so ready to drink that Franz. I'm so curious about what it tastes like, so please tell me. Point of the schnappening is that it kind of morphed into not schnapps a lot, and it still morphs into not schnapps a lot. I think today might classify as schnapps. I'm not sure. I actually don't know. I was getting ready to hit the button to go live, and I yelled up to my wife because I didn't plan ahead, and I said, hey, what should I do for the schnappening? And she said, I don't know, banana. And I'm like, what, do we have banana? And she's like, I don't know. So I ran over and I started looking through the bar. The only banana thing that I have right now is like creme de banana, like that, like de Cooper or de Kepper or however you pronounce it, like the crappy sugary like creme de banana. I wasn't going to do that. That's not going to happen. But right next to where all of the crappy creme de whatevers are, there is a little case that I keep all of my mini bottles of random things that just wander into the house, like little tiny like airplane bottles. And I have like a fun little stash of vintage minis that I've gotten over the years. And I figured that might be fun to crack into one of those. So I randomly grabbed one and I pulled it out and I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, that might be perfect. So we have, okay. Yeah, it's got some kind of chunks in it, and you'll understand in a second. Chris has 99 bananas. I don't have any 99 bananas. This is Goldwasser. Vintage. I have no idea when from, but there are chunks in it because it's got gold in it. It's got chunks of gold. It's like Goldschlager, but classier. Maybe not even classier. This is imported from Poland. This is Polish Goldwasser. I can't really read anything on here because it's so tiny and I'm old now. All I can read is it's a product of Poland, and it is 80 proof, and it's 50 milliliters. That's all I can read. So this is got gold in it. It's not fake Goldschlager. This is real Goldschlager. Joe is enjoying the Franz, but the light but a good malty flavor. I think it's improved with the previous version. So for anybody that doesn't know, in the entire history of Franz, it's been a faux-toberfest is what I call it. It's a fake Oktoberfest. It's an ale with an Oktoberfest malt bill and hop bill, just with an ale yeast. So it's not really an Oktoberfest historically. That is changed this year. They have finally changed, and I'm not even going to be able to open this now. Oh, that means there's a lot of sugar going on here. Crap. Oh, no. Now I'm going to feel very emasculated. I have a little twisty thing in the other room, but we'll find I was going to grab a pair of pliers, but they're also in the other room. I really can't get it. Hang on, I'll be right back. Now I can't even find that. Oh, man. I am so disorganized. All right, we're going to get this. Even if I have to smash this thing open. Oh, man. How do I not have a pair of pliers? This will work. This is what multi-tools are made for, right? For opening your Goldschwasser. These aren't even going to be big enough. Oh, man. How what have I done in life that has got me to this point? There we go. That I'm trying to open. Oh, yeah, that's gross. Okay. All right. This is, okay. All right. This is, I wish you could see how kind of, it's not going to focus on it. Can you see the crusties on there? I don't know. That's fine. It's probably gold. Crusted gold. Which I think is good for you, right? All right. It's in the shot glass. I'm not going to down this thing as a shot. that's not going to happen. They're just kind of suspended in there. What in the world? What am I doing? When I decided one day that I was going to write about beer, this is not really what I thought I was going to be doing. Okay. Oh, okay. That does not smell good. I don't know what age does to Goldwasser. But they're just like hanging out in there. Just like suspended, like it's like even they're afraid to exist. Oh, God. All right, now that the air is getting to it, it doesn't smell like Goldschlager. Like, it smells like sugar, and it smells a little bit like the Liquor 43. Like, there's like a vanilla kind of something going on. Okay. Let's see. Bottoms up. Ooh. Oh. Oh man. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, it's definitely it's boozy. Um oh, what in the world? Oh, that is foul. It doesn't taste like gold. It tastes like oh god, what does it taste like? Yeah, there's like vanilla and sugar and like if you pictured like a cartoon character, like a Wild West prospector, like a little grumpy Wild West prospector, a little chubby guy with a big mustache, and he's got like two 6-shooters, and he's just real angry. That's kind of what this tastes like. He's mad that he spent all day looking for gold, and all he got was these little flakes in a drink. Did people like drink this like as a actual thing? I don't even know. Chris says that the box of misery is now an upgrade. The box of mystery is still here. It's still here. The box of mystery is sitting right here next to me. When we get through tonight's beer, if I'm still feeling wily, we'll dig into that. I did even grab some ice. I have a thing of ice just in case, because these are not refrigerated, and I think I need them all refrigerated to drink everything that is left in there. That's not good. Like if you're like, all right, if you're cleaning out grandma or grandpa's liquor cabinet and you find an old bottle of this gold Schwasser, you find any of this, do yourself a favor, just don't drink it. It's not good. It's not worth drinking. Unless like you have somebody that comes over and they're really annoying and they're like, man, you got a cool bar, give me some of your booze. Give them this. Yeah, give them a shot of that. I'm going to drink it because we don't let booze go to waste. Oh, 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 I should have let it go to waste. Oh, God, it's so bad. It's not even like, wasn't like Goldschlager, wasn't there like a peppermint or cinnamon thing or something going on? I guess maybe there is some cinnamon here that's just gone. Maybe it's just faded away. Like if I hunt for it, maybe there's cinnamon there. I don't know. Oh, maybe that's just the sadness that I'm tasting. I don't even. Oh, and I got most of my gold left. Well, I got to drink the gold. Okay. Chris says the most prominent characteristic of the drink is small flakes of 23 karat gold suspended in it. 23 karat gold. The beverage also includes herbs and spices such as cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, lavender, thyme, coriander, and juniper, and has a syrupy texture. Out of all of that, the only thing in that I think still exists is the small flakes of 23 karat gold. I see those, and the syrupy texture. Everything else is just turned into shit. Okay. Last bit, and we can call it a schnappening. Dear God. Yep, see, I smell that sadness again. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, that was even worse than the glazed donut vodka. That's whew. Oh. Chris says it's apparently still made in Germany. Well, this is from Poland. So, I don't know how that worked. Was it made in Germany and then shipped from Poland over here in this little bottle on a plane or something? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I actually don't even know how it got into my house. I think that's not true. I think I know who left it here, but Chris says maybe that bottle was from 1598. That is possible. I can't read any of the small print. It might say this was made in 1598. It could say that. That would explain why the sugar made it hard to open it. Oh dear God, let's open a beer, and like I said, if I'm feeling a little wily later, we'll dive into the bucket of mystery. I had some beers left over from vacation. One of my vacations from this summer, we took several for some God unknown reason. I love my family and I love vacations, but I don't always love family vacations. But we took several, and one of them was down to the great city of Gatlinburg. And while we were down there, I needed beer to just hang out in the fridge back at the cabin so that when we got back at the end of the day and needed to just sit and drink, we had something. As anybody knows, there is not a lot of great packaged beer that is local to the area. I'm a big fan of drinking local. Chris says that 2009 is when it stopped being produced in Poland, so that is pretty old. Yeah, it's pretty old. It's definitely vintage, I would say that. I got some Yeehaw beer. If anybody's been to Gatlinburg, you've seen Yeehaw around. They are out of Johnson City, Tennessee. This is the Dunkel, Yeehaw Dunkel. I also still don't have another light over there. Sometimes I put it up and sometimes I don't. And when I don't, I kick myself. Yeehaw Dunkel. I've drank many of these. I've drank many Yeehaw beers, and they're fine. They're not bad. They're also not amazing, but they're fine. They're good beers. So that's what we're gonna drink. We're gonna maybe pick it apart. Put it in a little tiny stein here. It is definitely Oktoberfest season, though. What I was started to talk about earlier, every year for Oktoberfest, I do what I call the Oktoberfest Quest. This is where I, for some unknown reason, several years back, decided I would get every packaged Oktoberfest beer from Greater Cincinnati. So that's 40-ish miles of downtown Cincinnati. All of them. Usually that averages out to about 32 beers, roughly. Oh, man. Oh, I just keep tasting Gold Flakes. Sometimes less, sometimes more. I usually try to keep it right at like a nice, even, bracketable number because I do a bracket. I run all these beers through this big kind of Final Four style bracket to figure out who the best Oktoberfest is every year. It's a lot of beer. It's a lot of different Oktoberfests. Right now, I have 9 of them stocked up in the fridge, and I think by the end of the week, there's another 4 that I'm aware of that I will have to go out and hunt down and get and throw in the fridge. I'm going to try to stock up on most of them, I'll say, before I really start diving into the brackets, just to make it easier on me logistically. The thing about a bracket is that you can try to be, you can either try to be fair, you can try to be simple, you can try to be, you can try to kind of force it into what you want it to look like, if that is a proper way to put it. But it's never going to work out the way you want it to. So for me, over the years, I've tried to kind of find the right kind of place right in the middle of all of that. So fairness is always obviously at the top of my list. And last year, I tried to do like a seeding kind of thing. So obviously, the winner of the previous year is going to be a top seed. It's going to go against the beer that I, in my notes, have as the worst from last year, if possible. The problem that I keep running into is that all of the best Oktoberfests seem to release at the beginning of the season. And then all of the worst ones, this is not saying if you release your Oktoberfest later in packaging that you're one of the worst ones. That's not what I'm saying. But the better ones tend to release earlier and the worst ones tend to release later, which makes it really hard to make a bracket that I feel like is fair to everybody. Just logically, like I know that like if I put like last year's winner was Mad Tree, it's not really fair to put Madtree against the previous year's winner, which was Sonder, in the first round. That means one of them was going to get eliminated. They both deserve to kind of have a chance to get further in the competition. I hope that makes sense. It's not cheating. It's not like fixing the competition, but like I think that they both, don't deserve to go against each other. And likewise, there are other high-seeded beers that I don't think deserve to get eliminated in round one. Ryan says maybe the key ingredient is forethought. Are we talking about Goldwasser or Oktoberfest Quest showdowns? The key ingredient to everything is forethought, and I stress myself out to no end with forethought. Like going to Oktoberfest Quest, like I spend months trying to figure out the right way to do this bracket every year, and it never works out the way I think it's going to work out. I would love to have every Oktoberfest in my fridge before I even start the bracket. That's ideal. It is also not going to happen. Like there are beers that will be released a couple weeks before the finals. That's not practical for my drinking habits, for my health, for content, like for putting out videos and trying to make it engaging for everybody that's trying to follow along. I don't know, let's drink some beer. Yeah, Ryan says, speaking about the good ones being the early ones, there is something to that. We'll talk about that as soon as I take a sip of this. It's a Dunkel. It's ruby amber. It's exactly what it's supposed to look like. I don't have a good light so you guys can see. Everything looks purple because this light is lower than it's supposed to be. It's fine. Yeah, it's color's right. It's a Dunkel. Smells a little caramely, a little. It doesn't smell like a Goldwasser, which is a good thing. It's a good drinkable beer. It is not the best Dunkel that I've ever had in my life, but it's not the worst Dunkel I've ever had in my life. And I appreciate that this is a brewery that is kind of leaning into some of those traditional styles when I don't think that they need to. I don't know a lot about Johnson City, Tennessee, except for what is that song? City of New Orleans. John? No, I don't know. I don't know a lot about Johnson City, Tennessee, but I imagine that there's some tourist thing happening there too, in the same way the Gatlinburg is. I think that they could probably get by with making beer that is not as traditional as they're trying to do, and so I appreciate that. That being said, it's not the best Dunkel I've ever had, but it's good. It's like a good fill your fridge drinkable beer, I guess is the best way to put it. Going back to Ryan's comment about the early ones being the good ones. There is something to that, and I think I've been trying to find a way to kind of to figure this out too within the bracket. The winners always seem to be the breweries that have, so this is a competition for packaged Oktoberfest beer. And so with that, your packaging process is probably the most important thing, especially if I'm buying your Oktoberfest right about now, so late July, early August. If I'm buying your Oktoberfest then, that 6-pack that I'm buying right now, that's the same beer that I'm going to be drinking City of New Orleans. Is that there's a line in there about Johnson City, Tennessee, right? It's gonna drive me crazy now. Um, there's your beer needs to be as good right now as it's going to be when the competition ends, which will be in October. Like early October is when we do the finals. So if you're packaging a beer and you've got a little too much oxygen coming into your canning process, your beer is going to suffer. And so maybe it'll get through round 1 and maybe even round 2. That's it. It's Wagon Wheel. That's the one I'm thinking of. It's not City of New Orleans. Thank you, Chris. This is a whole other rabbit hole, which, all right, we'll put a pin in the Oktoberfest thing. So I have, for those of you who have been here to my basement bar and the studio and all of the stuff that's happening down here, in the corner of my basement, over there, I'm pointing like you guys can see. Over there's a stage, and the purpose of the stage is because we have a little family band. We write music. My father-in-law, who is very old, he's way older than me. He's been playing music way longer than I've been alive, and he loves some of the classic rock, and so we play some covers, some kind of classic rock covers, and original stuff. And so City of New Orleans is one of the songs that we had in our repertoire, and A Wagon Wheel was obviously one of them that we had too. And so I got them mixed up. But I knew there was a line about Johnson City, Tennessee. It's fine. Oktoberfest. This is why it's not a show, because I can't keep my train of thought about anything. I'm so scatterbrained. So oxygen is important oxygen is bad to a beer long term, obviously. And a lot of the breweries that package early are the ones that have good processes that then even that's not true, because there's some that package early that shouldn't be. If you're going to package your beer in July and expect it to last into September, you need to have better canning processes. But the ones that seem to do well are the ones that have better canning operations, I guess is the best way that I can put it. That seems to be who's winning these competitions. I don't know a way to make that more fair other than to not do it as only packaged Oktoberfest, but the logistics of that are just impossible for me to do right now. Maybe one day, but even then, I don't know. It would require a lot of driving around, and we do not live that life right now. Until my kids are much older and my wife can haul me around town and just go somewhere and be like, all right, drink this Oktoberfest. Now come over here, let's drink this Oktoberfest. Now rate them. Yeah, it's not going to happen right now. So it seems to be that if you're going to win this competition, you need to have a good canning process. With that being said, if you release it later, in theory, you should have a better shot if you don't have a good canning process. I don't have any statistics to back that up. But if I looked at some of the kind of the wild cards that have popped up in previous years that went further than I thought they were going to, I bet it's because they released a little late. I don't know. There's got to be something to it. But I'm excited to dive in. Obviously, I keep them all refrigerated. I keep them all in the same refrigerators. I have 2 fridges that are dedicated to Oktoberfest this time of year. The garage fridge, that's all it's for. It's for all of the what I call the bulk Oktoberfest. And then down here, this fridge, I keep looking over here because this is the important one. I keep one of every Oktoberfest in there for something that I'll talk about in a minute. And then I keep the next round in there. So any beer that is getting ready to compete is on these 2 shelves, and then the other shelf is for the singles of everything. that is probably my favorite part about this whole quest is after it's all done, I have one can, at least one can. There's way more than one can, but at least one can of every single Cincinnati Oktoberfest beer that was released in packaging. I've got them all. And I create the ultimate Cincinnati Oktoberfest beer by cuvéing all of them together. Last year I didn't make a video about it. The year before I did. The year before I logistically, because of life and kids and family and everything that goes on, we couldn't create the party that is supposed to happen. So me and my oldest, my daughter, we sat down here in the basement and we filled a giant boot with all of the Oktoberfests. It was like 1 or 2 ounces of each one of them to fit into a 2-liter boot. And then we drank that, and it was good. And then we shoved the hot poker into it. If you've never had a hot poked beer, you're missing out on a lot of things. Remind me to go back to that in a minute. There's more news about hot poked beers. And we drank that, and it was fun. But typically, I have a party here at my house, and I invite only the coolest people in the world. And you get to come or are able to come and hang out, and we fill a giant jug full of all of the Oktoberfest beer. So you can have this cuvée, and we drink that, and then we fill a big cooler with all of the cans that are left over, and you can just dig into it and find any Oktoberfest beer that you hadn't had that year and try it and compare whatever ones you want side by side. It's a ton of fun. It is it's a blast. Hot poked beers. We should talk about some news too before we get into hot poked beers. There is a topic to the show, I promise. I don't remember which one was which, so we're just gonna hit number 1 and see what it was. Okay. Show topic. Is Cincy really dangerous? I'm sure that all of you have seen some of the news recently about some of the violence that has happened in Cincinnati. Everything from earlier, I think last month, there was a what originally they called a drive-by shooting, which is not really what it was. It was road rage, and somebody was shooting at somebody else, and then stray bullets went into the Bay Horse Cafe, which is one of my favorite bars in the city, and hit the doorman there. He's fine, but there was that, and then obviously this big fight outside of what is the bar called? Love on 4th, and that fight obviously went a little viral for lots of reasons, but it definitely kicked off a conversation. And I've heard, I'm gonna try to take this in the most kind of unpolitical, middle of the road way that I can. I've heard people going off the deep end on all kinds of different reasons that this is something we need to be talking about, something we shouldn't be talking about, something that we're talking about the wrong thing, we're focusing at the wrong whatever. Let's see. Zach says there was a nickname I hear called over the crime. It's definitely sad though. I don't know what the nickname you're talking about is. Recently, a lot of the restaurant owners got together and put out a statement about it. And I want to read that before we get any further here. This is, if I can read it off the screen in front of me. Jeez, it sucks getting old. This is a statement from the Cincinnati restaurant community, and there's a list of all the people that signed on to this later. It says, as members of Cincinnati's restaurant and hospitality industry, we are heartbroken and outraged by the recent violent incident that occurred in our downtown core. The video circulating from that night is disturbing, and like many in the city, we are calling for accountability and decisive action. We are a united coalition, diverse in background, perspective, and political beliefs, but we stand together in condemning violence in any form. The safety of our guests, team members, and neighborhoods is non-negotiable. It is a foundational expectation we all share. All Our businesses represent thousands of employees. We serve tens of thousands of guests each week. We've invested heavily in this city, not just financially, but with our time, presence, and long-term commitment to Cincinnati's success. But we cannot carry this alone. We need clear, proactive, and corrective measures from our city leadership. This is not a moment for vague promises or delayed responses. Our community is asking for a real plan, one that addresses this incident and the broader safety concerns that have been raised for months. We love this city. We invest in its people. We serve its neighborhoods, and we will continue to be a part of the solution. But we are calling on the civic leaders to do the same with urgency, transparency, and conviction. I love this. I think that this is the best way that it can be worded, and you can see all of the business owners that are listed on there that are shouting about this. This is not a political statement. This is certainly not a racial statement, which I've seen way too many people blaming some kind of racial disparity as part of all of this. This is simply businesses that are seeing less people come in their doors because less people feel safe downtown. That's a problem. I personally do not feel like I'm less safe downtown today than I was 6 months ago or a year ago or 2 years ago. I feel exactly the same down there that I ever have. Zach says, hasn't a lot of the violence happened near Elm Street and I believe by the banks? There's been violence everywhere downtown. Crime is definitely up downtown and in OTR. It's not up citywide, which means that there is something going on and something needs fixed. And I don't care if you're saying that it's just people that are from the suburbs that are deciding not to go down there. That may be valid, but we need them to go down there. I live in the suburbs. I get it. There are places closer to home for all of us that do live in the suburbs that make it easier for us to not go downtown if we don't feel safe. We need that to not exist. We need the safety to not even be in our mind. It's like you want to go to the place that you want to go to. It shouldn't be like, well, this place is good and this place is good, but this place is downtown and I just don't really want to deal with that. That little extra part shouldn't exist. And it breaks my heart that it is right now. Do I think it's valid? I don't know. I don't think that I can say that whatever anybody feels is not valid. If you feel it, you feel it for some kind of reason. I can give you 20 reasons of my own that you shouldn't feel that way, but it's not going to change how you feel. You felt that way for some kind of other reason. So at the end of the day, something has to change, and you have to do something to make people feel good about going downtown again. I say again, like it's there are still plenty of people that feel great about going downtown. Zach says, I think it's those overly drunk people say things that shouldn't be said and fights break out, unfortunately, or shootings. There's not more drunk people downtown than there are anywhere else. There's not more people saying things that they shouldn't say downtown than anywhere else. That isn't the problem. That is a problem. That is certainly an issue that needs to be dealt with everywhere. But that's not the reason that this is happening right now. That's not the reason that downtown is becoming the focus. There's not more drunk people saying things that they need to not say. Like no, I guess it's missing the point. I don't know what the solution is. I think that there's definitely lots of things that could be done to try to create a solution, but it's sad that there are so many businesses that we know, we love, that are suffering because people are afraid to go downtown. I can speak to people that I know that maybe are different generations or different lifestyles or whatever, that just don't spend as much time out as I do. That, like, if they're making that decision between going and grabbing a beer in Mason or going and grabbing a beer in OTR, they're choosing Mason every single time because they just are there's something that makes them afraid about going to that spot. And I don't know exactly what that is. I don't know. Zach says, I've never felt unsafe downtown. On a positive note, I've heard the new Franz from Rheingeist. I've had the new Franz from Rheingeist, and I really like it. I'm definitely excited to try it. It's probably better than the Yeehaw Dunkel. Probably. Not that this is a bad beer. It's fine. When I look at businesses that exist in certain locations, I think about how many businesses that opened and it was just the wrong time. Especially with COVID happening, not that long ago. How many businesses opened, right before COVID or right as COVID was kicking in? And then downtown, just died for a while, and there were no people. You can't survive as a business that way. How many businesses opened up and then there was road construction or a bridge that's being rebuilt or what else? Convention centers that shut down. That can destroy a business. And I don't know if everybody thinks about that or cares about it or really even pays attention to it. But those are things that it really, really stresses me out when I hear things like that happening, because it's not the fault of the business. It's not the fault of the customers. It's the fault of some kind of outside influence that you sometimes you can predict it, sometimes you can't. It's just, it just happens. And that, I don't know, that sucks. It really sucks. I guess that's the moral of the story. It just kind of sucks. If you haven't been downtown for a while, go downtown, support a place that you love. Moving on, let's get to something else. I'm feeling very, very sad. Oh, here's good news. Cincy Beer Week is back. I know a lot of you guys know about this already. A lot of you have been texting me and talking to me about it, and I'm working very hard to make this happen this year. I am probably busier this year than I think I've ever been. And it's making it really hard to put all of the pieces together for this year's Cincy Beer Week. It's going to happen, but I need your help. I don't know logistically what it looks like yet or how I'm going to organize it or what exactly it entails, but I'm going to put together some kind of Cincy Beer Week street team is what I'm calling it. I need people that are able to be out in the community, talking to breweries, talking to bars, talking to restaurants, places that you think represent Cincinnati beer good somehow, whatever that means to you. I need people out there talking to people about this, trying to get them on board to help make this year's event better than last year's and to help this thing keep growing. It's got to keep going. Julia says that bad weather is enough to destroy a small business, as well stated in your conversation with Tony Meyer. Yeah, if you haven't listened to that podcast, go back and listen to that episode of Cincy Brewcast. It talks on that a little bit, and I think it's a good conversation. So mark your calendar right now, October 3rd through October 12th of this year. Of course, a week is only 7 days. A beer week is not. That is a Friday through a Sunday that spans multiple weeks, but it's a week. We count it as a week. And what it is For anybody that's not aware, it is a week of celebration of everything that is good beer in Cincinnati. I'm going to go as far as to say that if there is a bar or a restaurant that has some kind of beer event that is not necessarily local beer, but it is good and it's something that people should be paying attention to, that it's valid and it's a part of Cincy Beer Week. I'm one of those guys that I at least once a month I go and I get a pint of Fuller's at the pub in Rookwood, because it's the only place that I know of that you can still get Fuller's on tap, and I sit there and I drink it, and I'm really happy about drinking it there. That's part of Cincinnati beer, because it's a place that I can go to and I can get that, and there are other things like that around, and I think that that's important. But I want it to be very heavily focused on Cincinnati breweries, of course. But I'm gonna have some kind of thing happening soon where everybody can sign up for a street team, and we can figure something out to help people contribute to this. Zach says, I also forgot to mention Cincinnati police have launched a drones as first responders program aiming to enhance public safety and response times. I think that's something. It is at least a move to help things happen faster. This fight that was going on at in front of a bar down on 4th Street. That's also a bar that has had God knows how many calls over the last 6 months. People complaining about people spilling out of the bar at 2 a.m. and hanging out for an hour or more, just hanging out in the middle of the street, just creating ruckus, which I'm a big fan of ruckus. I love a good ruckus. But when it's happening at the same place over and over and over, you know that at some point there's going to be a problem. There's going to be an issue, and somebody's got to take care of it. Somebody's got to respond to it. Yeah, so Cincy Beer Week, if you have any questions, please reach out to me however you want to get a hold of me. Gnome at thegnarlygnome.com is probably the easiest way, but there will be a lot more outreach content things happening in the next month or so about Cincy Beer Week, so stay tuned for that. We all love a good beer week. If you're listening to this show, hopefully it's because you like beer. I guess you could be a Goldschwasser fan. You could be a fan of just misery, of watching me be miserable. I guess that could be a thing too. Wouldn't that be funny if the majority of people that watched this show, a show that's not a show, are just family members of mine that just like to watch me be miserable? I get that. It's fine. If you hopefully if you're a fan of this, it's because you love beer and you love Cincinnati beer and you love kind of the world that it's created around it. If that's the case, you can get behind Cincy Beer Week. It's a lot to tackle, especially coming right in the middle of 4 other big events that I'm planning. So Julia says that beer's mid, but I like the people involved. Valid. If beer is mid, you know what you probably like? The bucket of mystery. All right, let's get into it. We're almost at an hour. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it. Okay. All right. Bucket of mystery. Julia says hot poke beers. Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that before I drink this. All right. Oh, God. There are so many things in here that I don't want to drink. Oh, the mystery machine. Oh, God. Okay. I know that these big tall ones are one thing, and I know these short ones are something else. See, I'm cheating right now. There's no more buzz balls, so those are rounder than other things. All of these are kind of the same shape. Okay, I got one. Oh. Okay. Oh, slamsies. Zach says, so I guess I've tried to understand Cincy Beer Week. It's basically a bunch of breweries come together to bring something special like rare beers, and bars come together. Basically, it is just a week that hopefully there are so many different things going on that every day of the week you want to go somewhere and drink beer. That's the easiest way I can describe it from a drinker's perspective. And Julia says, I'm going to sneak over there and put one of those massive buzz balls in that bucket. I drink it. This is Slamsies. Oh, God. It's a party drink. That's what it says. And it's 15% ABV. And it's also flavor for your face. There's no way I don't have to shake this. I probably should have refrigerated it. This is fruity cereal. Oh, God. Oh, why? Why is this? Why does this even exist? Fruity cereal party drink. Slamsies. It's like, look at the color. It looks like cereal milk. Let me make sure that I shouldn't have refrigerated this. Oh, God. Grape wine with real cream, natural flavors, and certified colors. Oh, God. Why does this exist? It doesn't say I should refrigerate it, so I'm going to just drink it. Oh, God. Marco says it sounds awful. It's either going to be delicious or awful. There's no chance of anything in between. All right. Chris says that funerals are technically parties. You are not wrong. All right, let's get some ice cubes in here because God knows this needs to be cold. Drinking it out of a BC's glass, so from when it was BC's Bottle Lodge, because I feel like this is something that they would make. All right, Slamsies. It's not even a good name. I mean, it's a pretty good name if you're wanting to make something terrible. Julia says, I've never seen those in any refrigerated section at any store, so if you're supposed to keep them cold, no one is doing it right. I feel like it should be cold when you drink it. I know that. Oh, man. I hope all of you know that I do this for you. I should shake it, right? This definitely needs to be shaken. Make all the cereal chunks dissolve. I hope it doesn't have actual cereal chunks in it. Oh, no. It looks like some kind of like Elmer's glue. Like I should be dipping a brush in it and like sealing things together. Oh, God. Okay, here we go. Where are they going to pour it? Oh, it looks like milk. Oh, God, why? Oh. Oh. Are you supposed to like drink the whole thing like fast? Are you supposed to slam it? Slamsies? Is that what the kids do? Is it kids that drink these? I don't know. You got to shake to mix the cream with the wine, says Marco. Yeah, all right. All right, let's cleanse the palate with some Dunkel. Oh, I'm not ready for this. Oh. It's like, if, you know what? Like if somebody put this in a glass, put it in a fancy coffee shop and put some whipped cream or something on it, people would pay like $7 for this. Okay. See, now you're making... Oh, God. Zach's drinking the Sam Adams Oktoberfest. That sounds so much better than a Slamsy. I hope you guys can hear the stomping upstairs. That means my kids are still awake. Definitely still awake. Clearly not on their it's almost time to go back to school schedule. All right. Slamsies. Fruity, what was it called? Fruity cereal crap. Mm. It's kind of good. It tastes like fruity milk. I don't I don't think that I could ever say that I want that in my life. But I maintain that if you put some whipped cream on it and some sprinkles or something, um, yeah, you could sell that for a whole bunch of money in some kind of fancy coffee shop. It's fine. It's actually fine. That's kind of disappointing how kind of good it is. I might be a Slamsies fan. All right, fan might be a loose word. I don't know. It's definitely better than the Goldwasser. It's not good though. It's a solid fine. Marco says so. It was flavored for your face. Definitely. That's what they say. They know what they're talking about. All right. I'm gonna wrap things up and drink the rest of my Slamzy. Slamzy. Is it plural or is it just since it's one? I don't even know. I'm gonna drink the rest of this fruity milk, whatever this is. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out. If you want to support this show, you can go to thegnarlygnome.com/support, and not only do you get to support this show, you get to support it all. That is the hub for everything. And when I say everything, there is so much stuff that I'm trying to wrap into this whole kind of big picture thing. Not only is Cincy Beer Week coming back this year, which is supported by those of you who are nomies. For those of you who don't know, Cincy Beer Week has no sponsors. It will not have no sponsors this year. It will have no sponsors next year either. For the foreseeable future, it will have no sponsors. I'm holding very tightly to that as long as I possibly can. Julia's yelling about Poke Beer. I will get to it. I promise. Don't let me end the show before I talk about the Poke Beer thing. Things like that can only exist because I have wiggle room, because I have people that support via Patreon. I try really hard to give value to those of you who do support. I promise there is swag coming. I promise. I feel like every time I get close, there's something that pops up that beats the crap out of me, if I'm being honest. But there are things coming. I have sticker packs that are ready, not ready to go, but almost ready to go. I have a swag item that I've been working on for, I think, 2 years, that I've been promising for 2 years, that is going to happen. Is going to happen very soon. That I'm finalizing the design for still, and will happen. That's coming, and then I think we're going to throw one more thing in there that I'm still on the fence about how I'm going to logistically do it, t-shirt. And I think I finally figured out a way that I can make it work. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works. Okay. So Northeast Ohio Craft Brewery News says, good viewership simulcast. Got to find a way to integrate comments coming in on the page so you can see them. Oof. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. I don't know how to do that. We'll figure that out. We will figure all that. I'm sorry for all of you that were tuning in on Northeast Ohio Craft Brewery News that I was not seeing your comments, evidently. I'm sorry, guys. Well, we got to figure that out. There's probably an easy way for me to do it that I can... Well, no, it wouldn't be here. We'll figure it out. I promise we'll get it figured out. hot poke beers. Let's talk about that before I cut this off. I love shoving a red hot poker into a malty beer. If you are unfamiliar with this practice, my favorite 2 times a year to do it are Oktoberfest season and Bockfest season. 2 very different styles of beer, but related styles of beer. Both of them are malt heavy, and when you shove a red hot poker into the beer, it caramelizes the malt, and it turns especially the head of the beer into some kind of weird s'moresy kind of marshmallowy, toasty thing that is just it's brilliant. And I did an episode of Drinking with a Gnome, probably 2 years ago, something like that, down at Chris Kindle Market, where we hot poke beers around a picnic table. I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do it bigger and better. We're going to do another live episode from the Chris Kindle Market at the Moorland Lager House. So stay tuned for that. Details are still in the works. It's actually not even officially confirmed yet, but we'll do it no matter what. Even if it's not confirmed, we'll just show up around a picnic table and poke some beers. That's fine. But I'm hoping for it to be a big live event. So stay tuned for more details about that. But as of right now, why not? I'm drinking Slamsy. So go ahead and pencil off on your calendar the weekend right after Thanksgiving. Why not? Let's just put it on the calendar. It's fine. Julia says, in a gnome dome this time. Nearly breaking the table. No, a gnome dome is not big enough for how many people I want to show up for this. We're going to, you know what? I might have to put in a call and get a bigger gnome dome. We might have to get the ultimate gnome dome. Chris says, so my birthday. What day is your birthday? What day of the week that week is your birthday? Because I don't know the dates off the top of my head. Julia says, yeah, but that's how we keep it warm in there. If it's in November, I feel like it's going to be warm enough. When we were doing those shows, we were in the depth of winter. Chris says the 28th. I don't know what the dates are. Is that Friday? I'm shooting for Friday right now. See, now I'm trying to pull up a calendar. Julia says, so we use the new indoor Bengals practice facility then, the ultimate gnome dome. You might not be that far off. November 28th. It might be on May. Yeah, might be on your birthday. We'll see. If you come down, I'll buy you a beer. And then I'll shove a hot poker in it. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll do it again next week. I keep burping, and it's this really weird mixture of vanilla, boozy, whatever that Goldwasser was, and then Dunkel, and then cereal milk. God. Ugh. Zach says, I forgot to mention I had my first Oktoberfest from High Grain at this Ridge Festival, and it was really good. High Grain makes a great Oktoberfest. Theirs is, I'm pretty sure, in my fridge right now, staring at me. Can't tell, the light's not on. I think it's in there, though. I think they're one of the first ones to make it into the fridge. Stay tuned. Oktoberfest Quest is coming soon. I believe, actually, I don't know. I've been going back and forth. I was going to do all of Oktoberfest Quest this year on YouTube because I need people to support YouTube desperately. But I was going to do all of them on YouTube. I'm kind of leaning towards that not being a thing. Maybe they'll definitely all be on YouTube, but whether or not I do, I think that most of the, at least the first couple rounds of showdowns will be short videos. So they'll probably live everywhere. I don't know yet. Zach says, isn't it called Meadow? Yep, that's it. Okay, that's the show, guys. We'll be back next week. We'll do it again, same time, same place. I appreciate all of you so much. Share with your friends. Tell people that that you think would appreciate this. Maybe there's Slamsy fans out there that like I don't know, and they're like, man, nobody appreciates a good cereal milk Slamsies. Guess what? You're right. Nobody appreciates them, but I drink them so that everybody doesn't have to. We will. We'll be back next week. Thank you, guys. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, guys. Northeast Ohio Craft Brewery News says we need to have a Northern Ohio versus Southern Ohio Oktoberfest showdown. Oh, okay. I'm going to throw some shade. We would beat the crap out of you guys. No contest. Argue. Everybody argue online.